Hey guys, Dr. Brian Opp here from Opp Family Chiropractic right here in St. Francis. And today I'm here with Brett, our exercise specialist and personal trainer. So a lot of you are going back to the gym and you're asking us about different exercises you should do that would be beneficial for you. Well, we want to break down the deadlift for you and different variations that you can use in the gym if you're not really into lifting the bar off the floor. So there's different ways you can do this. And if you don't have the equipment, so you might not have a barbell if you're doing things at home. You might not have a what we call a trap bar or hex bar at home. So you might have like kettlebells. So we're going to show you that, or even a dumbbell variation of a single leg deadlift, and we can actually show you how to do it. Just a hip hinge exercise. That's all we're really looking at, is trying to engage the backside, so glutes, hamstrings. So when you like lift a laundry basket off the floor, pick up shoes, get off the toilet, a lot of times it's almost like a deadlift type thing, a variation of a squat there. So those are the things that we do throughout our day, why it's very applicable to do those things in the gym as well. So let's start with just a traditional one. All right, so this is the traditional straight bar deadlift or barbell deadlift. So he's going to set up with his feet underneath the bar. So typically you're going to be right by about an inch or two from the shins. That's kind of where you want to set up. Some people, depending on where their femurs are lengthwise there, that's usually the most traditional distance away from it. So as you lean over to get the bar, so you're going to go down. So you want to hinge through these hips first. And then as you grab, you're going to pull what we call the slack out of the bar. So you lift up slightly, and you should hear a little click. This is pretty light for him. So as he lifts it up, he's going to lift it up anyways. And then as you start to lift it off the floor, you're going to want to press your feet through the floor. So this is a very safe exercise. People often think of it as being detrimental to your low back, but you're doing these things throughout the day. Like I said, you're picking up laundry baskets, you're picking up children, all sorts of things. So you are deadlifting throughout the day, so you might as well do it correctly and strong. One of the other things that he did really well was that he pulled his shoulder blades back so that he locked himself in. And then as you sit in that position, that helps activate your core and you're more safer, and that protects that low back. That's where it stabilizes. So this is the traditional way. So if you're not into that, we're going to show you some other ways as well too. All right, this is what's called the trap bar deadlift. So this is for us old guys like me. It sits the bar a little bit higher, so you don't have to go as deep into your range of motion. So you might have some cranky hips and things like that. So this is, plus it also puts the weight central over your hips. So it is a safer way to do it in my mind there. So that's why I prefer this, especially if I'm lifting by myself and I don't want to try to do anything out of the ordinary that would hurt my back if I'm not just feeling it one day as well too. So same setup, you get in there. So he's going to reach down, grab, and he's going to pull the slack out of the bar again. So you should hear a click of the bar, and then push your feet through the floor. Once you get those lats, he does really good with pulling those back. So those are the muscles that come from the backside, and that's what locks him in place. And as he pushes, he's going to be able to lift that bar safely off the floor. And like I said, you can see the bar is more evenly over his hips, which makes this lift a really good variation, and I highly recommend it if you're trying to gain some strength in the gym and just be stronger in general for your overall life. All right, guys, this is another variation of the deadlift that you can do either at home if you don't have the straight bar or barbell, or the trap bar if you don't have that at your gym or availability at the gym. This also works well if you have a dumbbell at home too. We can show you how to do that as well with that. I can grab one quick here. But he's going to set up in the same position. So as you get your feet wherever you're comfortable, everyone's got different hips. So wherever you can get that, where you don't feel that pinching there in that front side, it's where your wideness is going to be, where your hips are. Sometimes you're going to have to deviate the feet out a little bit, which is totally fine. That just means your hips are what we call retroverted. So they're sticking more to that outside there. So yeah, as he goes down and grabs the bell, he's going to lock himself in, push his feet through the floor, and lift it back up. So if this is sitting too low, you can obviously raise it up. There's boxes. You can put it on a chair. You can put it on whatever you can raise up at this point in time. So we have these pads. You can get these on Amazon really easy. You can set that there. So you're just reducing the range of motion that your body has to go into. Obviously, as the kettlebell gets bigger, as you get stronger, the handle's going to sit higher because you have more of a sizable kettlebell. So that's another way. So If you don't have a lot of equipment and you're finding that this weight or the weight you have at home isn't enough for you because you have gotten stronger as you've gone through this, we can do this as a single leg version as well, which is really good to help with some core activation. So we're going to start with the opposite side hand to the leg that's going to be on the floor. And all he does is we call it a kickstand or a B stance. So he's just pushing the one leg on the opposite side that you're going to lift with. Yep. Oh, so he's going to go with that same. So he's going to lift with the opposite side that the leg is doing the work on. Okay. So you hinge down, grab the kettlebell, same thing, and lift back up. So this usually gets a little more glute involvement, where if you change it to the other hand, is so if you're lifting it on the same side, you're going to get a little more hamstring involvement with there as well too. It also drives a little more internal rotation. So when you put it on the opposite side, typically you'll get more internal rotation of the hip. So if you have some issues with hip impingement or just range of motion that isn't moving very well, we'll often stick it in this hand to make it so that your body has to go into some of that internal rotation of that hip. And then you just do as many reps comfortably as you can, switch sides. And that's another great variation if you don't have a lot of weight at home. If you have bands at home, you can do the same thing. You can step on the band and lift it up from there. You can put the band underneath something so that there's tension there, and different size bands are great. So that's another good way to do it. So these are great variations that you can do, at home. You can do them in the gym, whatever makes you feel comfortable at this point in time, but they're all safe variations and safe ways to do the lift. So no lift is bad inherently. It's just bad form, typically, is what I'll tell patients. You try to do too much too quickly. You go too quick. You're fatigued. You're just thinking about other things, so you're stressed out. So you have to sometimes listen to your body. I still tell patients, go in, get a good workout, listen to your body, but you might have to reduce the intensity. So you might not do 5 sets or 4 sets. You might only do 2 sets of an exercise and then you move on. You might not superset your exercises together because you need that extra rest period. So those are some things that you really want to be mindful of when you do go into the gym, is that you do listen to your body so you avoid the injury. If you do get injured, definitely reach out to us because we want to get you back into the gym as soon as you possibly can. We can work on some of these variations. We can give you other exercises to do to help with still getting a good workout and hitting the areas you want to, but also doing it in a safe way as you rehabilitate the injury that happened. So if you have any other questions, please reach out to us. We love talking about exercises and getting people back in the gym. If you need a personal trainer, if you just don't know where to start, you need some help, definitely reach out to us as well. We do personal training here. Brett is great. He trains me, kicks my butt. I love it. So I love being able to have somebody come up with those workouts and I don't have to think about it. It makes working out a lot easier, and you stay motivated when you come in and you have somebody watching your form, coaching you through a lot of things, and generally motivating you, right? So everybody does better when there's a coach. So guys, do some of these exercises, try the variations, reach out if you have any other questions, and we hope to see you soon.